In this video, we will learn how to compute the derivative of functions that involve products or quotients. The first case we will see is if a function is the product of two functions. So let's say f is equal to g times h. Then the derivative is given by this formula here. So a good way of reading this is the derivative will be equal to the first function times the derivative of the second function plus the derivative of the first function times the second function. So let's see this in the following example. So we have that our function is equal to x squared plus 2 times x cubed minus x. Okay? So let's try to use the formula to find the derivative. So in the formula here, this would be equal to g of x, and this would be equal to h of x. So let's try to put everything together and compute this derivative. So the derivative of f will be equal to the first function times the derivative of the second function plus the derivative of the first function times the second function. And now we can calculate these new derivatives, both the derivative of x cubed minus x and the derivative of x squared plus 2, using the formulas we learned from the previous video. So we get this remains the same, and this derivative is 3x squared minus 1 plus the derivative of this will be just 2x multiplied by x cubed minus x. And this is the final answer. So you can try to simplify this if possible, but if not, this will be an acceptable answer. Now, what can we do if our function f is expressed as the quotient of two functions? For example, a rational function would be a case of this. In this situation, we will compute the derivative as the following formula, which might look a bit confusing, but let's try to read it all together. So this will be the derivative of the function on the numerator times the function on the denominator minus, and careful with this minus sign, this is important, minus the function on the numerator times the derivative of the function on the numerator. And all of that will be divided by the function on the denominator squared. I know this looks a bit confusing, but let's try to do an example. So here we have our function f, which is equal to x squared plus 2 divided x cubed minus x. So in the formula, this would be our g of x, and this would be our h of x. Okay, so let's try to follow the formula as before. So the derivative of this will be the following. The derivative of the function on the numerator, so that will be the derivative of x squared plus 2 times the function on the denominator minus the function on top times the derivative of the function of the numerator, and all that will be divided by the function on the denominator squared. So now we need to compute this derivative, but again we know how to do this from the previous video. So this will be 2x times x cubed minus x minus x squared plus 2 times 3x squared minus 1, and all that divided by x cubed minus x squared. And again, as before, don't worry about simplifying this. This is an acceptable solution for the problem. So now we can add two new formulas to our list. So these four formulas were from the previous video, and this video added formula number 5 and 6, what to do in case of a product and what to do in the case of a quotient. In the following video, we will learn how to find the derivatives when some composition is involved.